Hi there. So if you're like me and just starting out making YouTube videos, you're probably going as inexpensively as possible to begin with. In my case, I'm using my cell phone, a Samsung Galaxy Fold 3, and using the internal microphone that comes on the cell phone as my primary sound source. But over time, you're going to want to eventually improve the overall quality, and that's what I'm going to hopefully start doing here in the very near future by doing things such as improving the sound for starters. Now, a lot of folks like to use different types of microphones depending on how they do their videos. In my case, I like to do a lot of off camera talking. So having a boom mic or something like that wouldn't be much of an issue. But as I'm doing builds and things like that, I was hoping for the freedom to move around and not lose the audio quality. So I decided to take a look at lavalier microphones, which range in price from, fairly inexpensive off into the hundreds of dollars. And I did not want to start out with that, especially since I'm not sure if this is my final decision of going with lav mics as my endpoint. So I happened to go on Amazon and I found not only an inexpensive lavalier microphone, but I found this setup by IU Make VP, which I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce that. That's one of those cryptic Amazon titles that you always find. And in this particular brand is a wireless lavalier microphone, which I enjoy just because I'm not then plugged directly into a camera of any sort. I can feel free to move around and not be limited in any type of movement range by being tethered to some type of audio device. So this particular one retails for about $31, which I thought was very reasonable, especially because you get not one but two actual microphones that you can use. And they use this wireless USB-C dongle that you see here that plugs directly into your phone. It doesn't require any type of application or driver download, which I was really excited about. And they also claim that this can be used with basically any type of USB-C device, such as a laptop or PC as well. And you could most likely convert this to a standard USB-A by using one of those converter dongles and things like that. So they claim that there's approximately a 6 to 8 hour length of battery life on both of these. And these both recharge using a USB-C connector, which they do include two short USB-C charging cables, as well as the USB-C port can be used to also give you external audio capability as well. This will plug directly into that port and give you a mono ear connection. And so you get two of those, one for each microphone, two USB cables. You also get two additional clips, which do fit on there pretty easily. And that's only one of the small negatives I have with this, is that this is a fixed place connection, so you can't rotate it. But when I did test this out, I tried it in a variety of locations, and there really was no noticeable sound difference. So I think it's fine that these aren't rotatable. It's just one of those small things that would have been nice to have. It also comes with two additional noise and dust filters. So as these eventually wear out, you'll have a couple of backup pieces. It includes a small, fairly useless instruction manual and a nice little leather type bag that you can put in, for example, the dongle, and usually just one of the microphones. It's not big enough to hold all of these items, but if you were going to throw this into your backpack or your pocket to carry with you, it would easily hold a charging cable, the dongle, and at least one of the microphones. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to demonstrate a couple of different sound clips where I took a video using the internal phone microphone, and then also comparing that to how the sound comes out with the lavalier mic activated. I'll do some distance testing and also do some sound tests using some external noises such as fans and things like that to see how the sound quality changes. One of the things that people like about the lavaliers are that they do give you a more direct sound, as well as slightly reduce the overall background noise pickup that you find on things such as your cell phone mic and things like that. So I'm really curious to see if that holds true when it's all said and done. But again, these charge up in about 1 to 2 hours at max. There is no syncing. Essentially, all you have to do is you press the button on the back, which then puts this into search mode. And as soon as it detects that that is plugged into a USB-C port, this goes a steady green. If it doesn't detect anything after about a minute, it will auto shut off. And if it is charging, it'll be a solid red until it completes charging, it is fully charged, and then it'll actually just turn off completely. So all in all, not a very hard to use setup at all. And I, again, especially like the fact it doesn't require any type of external applications or drivers to use this. So I'll switch over now. We'll take those tests and then we'll do a final thought wrap up. And I'll actually use the lavalier mic for the final wrap up when we talk about it. This is a test video using the speaker within the phone. This is a test video using the lav mic. This is a video test using the phone mic with the fan on high. This is a video test using the lav mic with a fan on high. This is a test with the phone mic approximately 10 feet away. This is a test video with the lav mic at approximately 10 feet away. Okay, so now we're back actually using the lav mic for the follow-on. And I just want to say overall, I think this is a pretty good value. I did test out the battery life and I was able to get about 7 hours of on time with it. So I think it's more than adequate for anybody doing short YouTube videos or potentially even using it for your live stream capabilities. Again, you don't see the second mic, you don't see the actual dongle in here because I'm using them. But one thing I also noted is the dongle itself also allows power pass through. So in the event that you do need to continue charging your phone, you can actually do that even with the dongle installed. So that's another nice thing that I didn't plan on. Again, overall, I think it makes a fairly nice difference in the sound quality overall as compared to just your standard cell phone. The price itself is pretty moderate. You could probably get a mid-priced condenser mic or something along the same lines for about the price that you're paying for a wireless lav mic with this. And rather than, locking yourself into a stationary position where you may need to be moving around, for example, maybe you're doing outdoor videos, things like that, having this ability to move around, not lose any sound quality while doing so, I think that's a bonus in and of itself. And this particular one that I have here, I bought with just the USB-C connection. There are very similar models, and I suspect they're probably all made by the same company in China, uh, that have very similar capabilities to this, although they might come with the Thunderbolt port on it for Macs. Some of them include both or a dongle to convert it to iPhone capabilities. Again, you're paying a few dollars difference here or there, but I think overall something with this type of setup is what you would want to look for on Amazon. And I'll put a couple links in the description just if you want to take a look at some of the ones that are out there on Amazon. But again, overall, I've had no problems with it. I've had it about a week now, just doing some testing with it. I like it. I will say that the earphones are not a big seller for me. I mean, again, a single headphone in your ear and looking at the connection, it's just your standard, very, generic kind of headphone. It probably won't sit very well. But if you're just using it temporarily when you're using the lav mic and just want to have something in your ear for, let's say, a conference call or just to maybe do some playbacks of what you're listening to, I'm sure it's more than fine. I do like that everything is USB-C because obviously when you start to see some of these things, you see a lot of them that use the micro USB and in some cases even the original mini USB. And that to me just shows the age of the technology. At least this one is coming with the most current version. And for old people like me, it's nice to have something that easily can get inserted without having to fumble around with it forever and a day. As I did mention, the nice little carrying pouch, it will hold one of the mics, the dongle, and probably your charging cable and one of the earbuds. It will not hold everything in there. So just bear that in mind. This is just something that you'd throw in your pocket. It takes about an hour or two, as I mentioned, for it to charge up and, very quick charging. Other than that, no major issues. And I do like the fact that it does come with a couple of extra microphone covers and things like that, just because over time these will eventually wear out just through wear and tear and being used. But it is nice to see that they provided you with a little bit of replacement items so that you can continue to use these probably until you're ready to upgrade to a more professional quality type of item. So again, overall, I like it. I think it's great for a beginning YouTuber such as myself just to start making those small improvements to the overall video quality. I think you'd enjoy it. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or anything else I can, give you some insight on with this. This is Old and Surly saying take care and have a great day.